Well, this sure was an interesting week for Disney Dreamlight Valley, so let's talk about it. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video on Disney Dreamlight Valley. So a couple of interesting things happened this week. We were surprised on Halloween with a new patch, because while we were expecting a patch to come out sometime this week, they were saying last week that, oh, we'll announce the exact timing of the patch and everything, but nope, it just ended up dropping on the Monday. However, there was a separate issue from the update where people just could not load up their game. They could get to the title screen, but actually loading up the save file was not working at all. Thankfully, that does seem to be resolved now. It took a little bit longer to resolve on the Switch, but you should be able to play your game now. Gameloft did say they were planning on compensating us, and today they announced exactly what they're doing. Compensation update. As a show of appreciation for your patience as we work through a variety of issues since early access launch, we will be sending all players 2,500 Moonstones on Monday. This will cover the full price of the Star Path. Whether you choose to use them now or hold on to these Moonstones for the next Star Path, we hope they help you bring even more magic to your valley. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your incredible support and excitement for the game. Wow, so basically a free Star Path for us, so that is really cool. I'm already kind of thinking about, like, I wonder what the next one is going to be all about. But yeah, that's pretty generous, though I will say that is a real bummer that a lot of people missed out on Halloween in the Valley because of this issue. So I thought maybe they would also give us an extra day or two in early November where it'd have the same thing, where all the villagers would have candy as their favorite gifts, making friendship a little bit easier to build up. But for those of you who did miss out on this, well, at least you're not missing out on much. They'll probably do something bigger next year. But now let's talk more about the patch that came out on Halloween. So it did fix a bunch of issues, and we do have a rather controversial change with the Moana Friendship Level 10 dress, which I have thoughts on for sure. We'll get to that a bit later. But they did improve performance and stability on Xbox. They did add a seizure warning that you see during the game's boot sequence, and they've added a toggle in the settings menu to remove in-game flash effects. So you just go to the graphics menu to change those. So it impacts the lightning visual asset that flashes during storms, white flashing effect in the clouds during storms. Storms will appear as regular rain showers and will continue to be monitored. A flashing effect upon successfully catching a fish. They added a toggle in the settings menu to remove in-game screen shake effects. That impacts the screen shake upon successfully catching a fish, the screen wobble while waiting during the fishing action, the screen shake while completing the mining action, and screen shake while completing digging. I know there were a lot of complaints about these effects, so I'm glad we do have the option of turning them on or off now. I have played around with them myself just to see what the game was like, and while I'm still okay with the flashing effects, I have turned off the screen shake, just because I feel like with fishing I don't really need that shaking or the shaking with the mining either. But for those with issues such as motion sickness, it is really good that the options are there now. They also removed that exhaustion effect, the red flashing around the borders of the screen that came in with the Scar update. Thank goodness, because I felt that was just way too dramatic for a more chilled out game like Disney Dreamlight Valley. It wasn't just that though, it was also giving certain people sensory issues such as eye strain and headaches, and not good for people who are vulnerable to seizures either. So now it's back to what it was before the Scar update, where it just shows the cloud with the plus icon over your head when you start getting low on energy, and the energy meter, of course, getting low, which I feel is enough of indicators to tell you that, yes, you should probably get your energy back up soon. They also improved the clarity of the Sunlit Plateau story quest objective with the root beer, so that's good. Then for bug fixes, they did fix a quest blocker for Mother Gothel's restoring the Sunstone, so hopefully now it is fixed for real. I'm still not at that quest yet. They fixed an issue preventing villagers from accepting meals in Chez Remy. Okay, I never had that issue. They fixed the castle motif on the Disney Castle t-shirt. They fixed an issue that prevented players from picking up some items at the base of palm trees on Dazzle Beach. I did hear about that one. Fixed the Toy Story themed fancy table to allow objects placed on it to be picked up. Moved a lamp in Mickey's house to prevent objects from getting stuck behind it. Scar's Friendship Quest and gifting will now only become available after completing the Sunlit Plateau story quest. Halloween rewards acquired from the Dreamlight duties can now be properly bought again from Scrooge's delivery, so that's good if you want to have extras, especially with the pumpkins. Pressing B, Circle, now properly skips dialogue boxes. The Trick or Treat Dreamlight duty now properly requires gifting candies to characters. Okay, I think I already completed that one. The web tree in the Villain Star Path can now be found under the Foliage category in the wardrobe menu, so that is good. I have started placing those around my Forgotten Lands. There's various online service improvements. There's a couple of changes with Scar's Volcano Stove, so it didn't require coal for some reason before the patch. I guess it could have made sense as a reward sort of incentive, but still a bit too overpowered, I guess, in comparison to the other stoves. And also, you're able to move it again after you've placed it down because it was getting stuck. They also fixed an issue where the collection menu was not updating itself properly after collecting items, but this last one is controversial. Swap the item color of Moana's level 10 friendship item to its intended color scheme. I find this highly questionable because how was this the intended color of the dress when Moana doesn't wear blue in the movie? The original orange version made a lot more sense with her Polynesian culture. I don't think I would mind so much if this had been provided as a secondary option, but that's really weird how this was done, and they haven't said anything since. If this were, say, something from Disney telling them to change the color of the dress, that still wouldn't make sense to me either, because how would have they allowed the orange version of the dress to be in the game for almost 2 months? We already have a decent number of blue dresses, and the color palette of this new version of the dress reminds me more of Frozen than Moana, which are basically two very opposite movies. So yeah, that really sucks that the orange version is just not in the game at all anymore. I much preferred it over this one. I know I've seen some people saying, well, what if they actually do bring the orange one back, but they sell it as part of the Star Pass or even as just a completely individual purchase, and I really hope that doesn't happen. That would be a little scummy. So this is definitely one of the first things that makes me kind of question what's gonna happen in the future of Dreamlight Valley. I know it's not some massive game-breaking bug or anything like that, but it is still enough to make me wonder, oh boy, what other things are they going to pull? Are they going to make a lot of other things blue all of a sudden and say that it was intended even though it was completely different in the game for 2 months? Before I end this video, there's one other thing I want to point out, because I could have sworn that the furniture item total was 997 before the hotfix, but now it's 1004. So have they added more items that are just hidden away, maybe not possible to unlock yet, or did that actually come in earlier and I didn't notice? I don't know. I'm a little confused. So overall, I would say there's still more good than bad in this update, and that is great that we are getting 2,500 Moonstones on Mondays so that we can just afford the next Star Path for free. But yeah, that dress thing is really questionable. I'm guessing what happens from here is that we're not going to get any more bug fixes until the Toy Story Realm update drops, because that is supposed to be coming out late fall, so to me that sounds like at the earliest mid-November, but probably late November. So then instead of having to get 2 different patches approved, they would just put it all in one, kind of like what they did with the Scar update, where they waited to fix quite a few issues. I know the Mac version of this game still isn't out either, so maybe that's when they'll finally put that out as well. So feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about this update, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!